Hi, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Diane Devine. I'm a career counselor in career services. And today we're talking about maximizing LinkedIn. Why is it a good idea to have a LinkedIn profile and what can it help you with? So, we're going to start off with some stats about LinkedIn. And I'm going to go ahead and share some that aren't on the page while you read what's on the page. Um, it turns out that 70 to 80% of jobs are obtained through networking. So it is very beneficial for you to set up a profile and manage that network in a site that is designed for it, that's cornered the market on it. Also, it is very important to note that when applying for a job, employers will in fact check your online presence. They may do some digging to make sure everything you're saying is accurate. And so again, having a nice professional LinkedIn profile set up already can be helpful for that cause as well. I'm going to show you today a few ways to network with people to find, some of the more beneficial ways to use LinkedIn for your job search and to help grow your network. But honestly, you can start with the people you know, and you can start with your resume as you set this up. So we'll kind of walk through some of the different ideas and ways that you can really utilize this. Let's start with the golden rules. Build your network when you don't need it. So right now, start now, build that network. Why do you do this? Because it helps shorten your job search when you're in the middle of it. Because then you're not starting with, hey, do you have an opportunity for me? You're starting with, hey, you're already doing the work that I'm super interested in. Tell me about that. Get some of that valuable information and get some valuable ideas. Make those connections so that when it is time to, seek a job, they're already on your side. They're already, provided some of those helpful tips to make your job search quicker and easier. Be strategic about your use of LinkedIn. So do start with the people you know, because those people know the people that you need to know. That can be one way to kind of start building from the ground up. Use your unique URL. Again, I'm going to show you that towards the end of the video, how to actually do that. Participate in groups. It's a great way to find people to network with and a great way to get information to stay connected to those people. Actively update your profile. You change, things change, update that profile to make sure that you are getting noticed and that you have the most accurate information. I apologize, I believe my picture is over this video, but did you know that you are 27 times more likely to have your profile viewed if there is a photo on your profile? So again, we'll kind of walk through that. The most impressionable part of your LinkedIn profile is that very top part where you've got the images, where you've got the title, where you've got a photo of yourself. And here's some guidelines. As far as the photo is concerned, it does not need to be a professional photo, but you need to look professional in the photo. So you do want to dress up. You do want to take a headshot of yourself. You can have someone else take a headshot. Try to find some good lighting because you want it to look nice. You do want it to be a nice picture. You just don't have to pay a ton of money to have this amazing headshot. Also, avoiding additional items in those photos. The focus really should be on you, and it's a small photo, so it should be just kind of your head, the head photo. Okay, so then we talked about, the important part of your profiles up at the top. Headline definitely goes into that. That's the next thing right underneath those images. So how do you maximize the real estate there? Well, you include more information. If you want to be searched, by recruiters, by others, you are going to do that by the number of hits that you get. So if you've got, your title and then a couple other items about yourself, that may help you get searched more often. All right, and then this is a good demonstration of that in action. You've got, you can see right here with the 2 student examples, how findable they are with the words that they've included. So business, finance, business management, technology, those can all be searchable terms, and that person would be found through all of that. And it's a way with those, line spacing in between, it's going to allow you to add a few more titles essentially so that you are more findable. Here's a great example of your banner. You can use an image, you can use a picture, you can use Canva to develop an image to really highlight yourself and your skills and what you're all about. Here's a nice professional headshot. And then again, another example of that title there underneath, where you've got a couple different things that kind of hit for this student. As I mentioned, Canva is a good place to go if you're trying to create your own template. I just ended up using an image of career services at SLU here because that fit for me. I've seen some students with that banner for SLU, as you walk over Grand. That can be another great image to use. If that's kind of, what you're highlighting as a SLU student, it still tells them something about you. But Canva and using your creativity to create something also speaks to what you're capable of, which is exactly what you're trying to highlight. Okay, the About section is another area where I would highly encourage you to put some effort and time into writing it. This is going to be kind of a nice, quick way for them to get a really good idea of what you're all about. So this is where you highlight your best. If they read nothing else on the page, what do you want them to know about you? It is very similar to a profile or a summary that you might put on your resume. So you can even start there and kind of tailor that for LinkedIn if you want to. But this is your hook. This is what's going to draw them in. They found you with your title or your banner, your header, and now this is going to, really sell the skills or push it further. Hashtags are another really great way to get exposure on LinkedIn. So there is a hashtag for SLU. I believe career services, yes, we have hashtag hire a Billiken is our hashtag that we use on LinkedIn a lot. But this is a good way to get noticed. It's a good way to find others and other information. So don't be afraid of the hashtag when you are using LinkedIn, or even if you repost something from someone else. That's also a really great way to get exposure, is by posting. I think I saw something about Wednesday maybe is the most beneficial time to post. So just some fun things to keep in mind as you use LinkedIn. Okay, the alumni tool, I'm going to show you this in real time in a minute. So we're going to skip through these pretty quick, but it is crazy how you can find people on LinkedIn and how targeted it can be towards what you're looking for, what kind of companies or what kind of career opportunities you might be looking for. All right, so communicate and engage to solidify your community. Get connected, make those connections. Again, start with the people you know, friends, family, friends' parents, career counselors. We are connected on campus. Your professors are certainly connected to alumni in those areas too. So start there. Start with who you know, because then it'll help you grow quicker and easier outside of there. Writing posts and videos will express your views will also help you get noticed. So explore topics and conversations of interest in LinkedIn groups. Follow targeted companies and influencers. Those companies are going to show up in your profile, and it is going to tell a recruiter or someone that's looking at your profile kind of what you're interested in and what you're looking for. Okay, you can find jobs on LinkedIn. I still encourage you to go to the sites to apply for jobs, but the jobs that are available on LinkedIn are great to start with and to do some research. Definitely use the filters so that it's not so overwhelming, and certainly it's going to help you target locations as well. You can create your own QR code and put that on a business card for your LinkedIn profile. So that's another thing to consider and think about if you are headed to the job fair, for example, or if you're just going to be going to a networking event. Let's say you're going to the Thursday event in Cortex. That's a great networking opportunity. And that way you have that to leave a nice little quick card that they can then follow up and connect with you on LinkedIn. Okay, so this is kind of big picture, but people are asking 3 things in an interview in LinkedIn. Do I like you? Are you a culture fit? And are you competent? Can you do and learn the job? Are you going to be a good fit for this position? Ultimately, is what they're looking for. And so you want your resume to speak to that. You want your interview to speak to that. You want your LinkedIn profile to speak to that. Here is the quick thank you. I'm not done yet. So but I do want you to see that we have our email address on here, our phone number, and our location. You can follow us on Instagram. In fact, I would really encourage it so that you can stay up to date with the different activities that we have on campus that will allow you to network with professionals. And now we're actually just going to jump over to LinkedIn so I can show you in real time some of the items that we were talking about. You can come over here to edit your URL so it is a little bit more condensed and specific to you. That can be a really good idea. And then you can put that at the top of your resume with your contact info. That can also be helpful. You can see here my career services banner and then my headshot. I have not done the extensive title on LinkedIn. I just haven't felt like I needed it at this point. That kind of gets the job done, and that is what I'm all about. My about section is completed. I do like to repost and send out some content now and then. And then I've utilized my resume to create my experiences. My education is entered in here. And then again, you can find the companies on my page that I follow. That's just the quick rundown on profile. We already kind of discussed some of that. So now I want to show you the actual alumni tool because this is amazing to use to network. So if you go into St. Louis University, I would encourage you to follow them as a SLU student. Currently, there are 82,000 alumni listed here. So what are we looking for? What kinds of jobs or activities are we looking for? So I've worked with the School of Nursing for several years, so we're going to do nursing. So you click on alumni, you go and you type in nursing, because we need to scale that back. 82,000 people is way too many. We're not going to connect with all of them. But let's say we're a nurse looking for a job in Chicago. So now we've got 3,399 alumni. It'd be really nice if that was 3,400, but whatever. You can look and see where do they work. You can see where do they live. I guarantee Chicago is going to show up. Sure enough, 303 in the greater Chicago area. So you can click on that, and then magically, it will show you the 303 people that are listed as nurses and connected to Chicago. So some of these people, these individuals are probably going to be current students who have done internships or summer jobs in Chicago. So that's how they may pull up. But it's a great way to get more information and to start connecting. First and foremost, you may find people you already know from your program that you could connect with. You just hadn't even thought about it yet. Or you can reach out. If you are reaching out to someone you do not know, be sure to include a comment in that. So be sure that you tell them why they should connect with you. Give them those connections, SLU and nursing and Chicago. That's 3 connections, 3 reasons right there. So you put that in your note to them about connecting, and then you can always follow up to set up a time to speak to them. So then you reach out through messaging and you say, is there a time we can talk more about your job at Lurie's, and go from there. Or I'd love to hear more about your externship opportunity you had at Northwestern. Great ways to get connected that way. So that is the alumni tool if you go through SLU. You can also track people down through the company or organization. Again, if you're looking for healthcare jobs in St. Louis, follow the healthcare companies on here, follow them. But you can also come in and look at the people that are listed there. And again, you can see, like, where did they study? 1,000 people out of the 19,000 for BJC went to SLU. So you click on 1,000, that's still a lot of people. So you may still need to narrow it down. You can narrow it down by what they do at BJC or what they studied. But you can scroll through that way too and get connected as well, which is a great way to find people at the organizations that you're interested in. And again, you'll see it will maybe list the people that we have in common. So now we've got mutual connections with these people. So it's probably very beneficial for me to reach out and say, hey, I see we have a common connection. I would love to talk to you more about the work you do at BJC. Can we get connected? And then again, you can follow up through messaging to make that happen. This is a great way to build that network, that valuable network. And again, you can see if you do the work ahead of time, you're really benefiting yourself when it comes down to the wire for the job search. You've already got people in place that can kind of help go to bat for you and help you learn about opportunities that may or may not be posted. There is a hidden job market out there, and that is why networking becomes so critical, because sometimes people can help you get into those jobs that aren't even posted. I do hope that this has been beneficial today. I hope that Career Services can help you if you have any questions or concerns. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day. And again, thank you so much for joining us. Come visit us in Career Services.